Welcome to the Drama Queen Perspective, a podcast designed to empower, inspire, educate, and entertain. Drama Queen is a philanthropist, educator, business owner, poet, and performer. So you know you will be entertained. Find out what's trending. Get a thumbs up or thumbs down on the hottest restaurants, places, and things. And find out ways to help your business grow. And much, much more. Without further ado, here is your host, Drama Queen.
What's up? It's your girl Drama Queen coming to you with another podcast episode. Now this is going to be a little bit different. I know I've been doing a lot of videos and a lot of podcasts about the 60 Days in Season 7. But I wanted to do some more because I know everybody is not a fan of 60 Days In. So this podcast episode is going to be about something that has significantly changed my life, which is an autoimmune disease. One of the reasons why I did volunteer to go on 60 Days In, and one of the reasons why I am such an advocate for those that suffer with autoimmune diseases like celiac and Graves' disease. So this podcast episode is going to be about 10 things that celiac took away from me. 10 things that celiac disease took away from me. And these are things that, some things you may have heard people that suffer from celiac talk about, but I'm sure there will at least be a couple or a few that people don't openly talk about. And this is one of the reasons why we're having our autoimmune disease documentary. All right, let's go ahead and start at 10. 10, one of the things that celiac took away from me was the ability to eat out. I was talking to my girlfriend the other day, and she has gluten sensitivities, and she had some fries from McDonald's. And I was like, girl, those aren't gluten-free. Like, why would you eat that? And she's like, but what's gluten in it? Cross-contamination. I actually got gluten last week and have been extremely sick because even if you go to a restaurant that is not a specific gluten-free restaurant, they always tell you we have gluten-free items, but you risk the chance of cross-contamination. So I got gluten because I ordered a gluten-free pizza, but I had to ask them to change their gloves. I had to ask them to change their utensils. They were preparing it on the same cabinet, and so a lot of times it's just easier not to eat out because it's not worth the risk. The ninth thing that celiac disease took away from me is the ability to eat desserts, especially on the holiday. I am a dessert and I've always been a dessert person. I love holidays. I love eating lemon meringue pies, pecan pies, sakatami cakes, cinnamon streusel cakes, strawberry cakes. I love all those desserts, cookies, cakes, pies, breads, all of that. I can do it now if I eat the gluten-free ones, but a lot of times they're not as tasty and they give you bad gas, and ain't nobody got time for that. The eighth thing that celiac took away from me is my social life. It's not easy. I don't want to go out a lot of times because if we're going to eat, is it going to be some place that has gluten-free food, or if I ate something earlier that from a restaurant that wasn't necessarily a dedicated gluten-free restaurant, I'm scared that I might have cross-contamination and I'll be sick. And so it's just easier a lot of times to just stay at home and watch TV and not have a social life and not have your social life to be interrupted by sickness and fear that you're going to stand out because you're asking a lot of questions. It's funny that my best friend came to visit me, and we went out to eat, and I kind of spazzed out because I ordered something that was gluten-free, and then they put a piece of bread that wasn't gluten-free on top of the meal, and she just couldn't understand why I spazzed out. And it's like, you know what? I don't want to have to overly explain everything. I don't want to have to say, hey, I got to leave early because my stomach hurts. And so a lot of the times it's just easier to just not have a social life, which goes into The seventh thing that celiac disease took away from me is my desire to date. Because, you know, it's too many questions. I'm not one that likes bodily fluids anyway, but if I gotta ask you, you want a kiss, well, what did you just eat? Well, did it have gluten in it? Did you do this? Did you brush your teeth? Did you do that? Or if you're cooking, you're trying to cook me a dinner and surprise me, then I can't eat it because it has gluten. And then you feel some type of way because you so graciously and so sweetly prepared this meal, but I can't eat it because I'm going to be sick. I don't want to have the conversations about just overly explaining. As a person that suffers from celiac, I feel like a lot of times I'm often over explaining, and I don't always want to explain stuff. If I don't feel like doing it, I don't feel like doing it. If I don't want to eat somewhere because I know I got sick there before and then I was sick for a week and I had it coming out of both ends, it is what it is. So it took away my desire to date because I just don't want to over explain everything. The sixth thing that celiac disease took away from me was my weight. I actually lost 90 pounds. I lost 90 pounds, and it was fun at first because I wanted to lose weight, but it's not fun when you lose weight and you don't know why you're losing weight, and when you're losing weight, you're sick. It's not a good feeling. The unknown can be enough to drive anybody crazy. So yeah, the weight, 90 pounds. I had to get a whole new wardrobe. I remember going to work and running up the stairs, and my underwear were so big that they were falling down under my clothes. And I said, this is ridiculous. So I actually, when I first lost weight, I looked kind of like a bobblehead. So the weight definitely was something that celiac took away from me. The fifth thing that celiac disease took away from me was really my self-confidence. This is something that I'm getting back now, but when you have so many things taken away from you by one disease, it's hard to feel pretty when your physical appearance has been diminished by this disease. My physical appearance, from my weight to my skin to my hair, all of that was affected by celiac. And so I just didn't feel like myself. And a lot of that has to go into, if I don't have self-confidence, I don't feel like going out and having a social life, and I don't feel like dating anybody. So a lot of those things that people suffer from, a lot of them have to do with one another, and they all go together. So speaking of, celiac taking away my social life, speaking of celiac taking away my desire to date, speaking of celiac taking away my weight, speaking of celiac taking away my self-confidence, celiac disease took away my sex drive. In 2017, I had to have a surgery due to womanly issues, and it was painful. I didn't understand it. And it caused a lot of relationships in my last, caused a lot of issues, in my last relationship. Hence why now everybody is like, well, you need to be in a relationship. No, I'm good. I've been through that while being diagnosed with celiac, and I'm not interested right now in doing that. I would rather spend my time and energy on something else, because it does take away your sex drive or decreases your sex drive. The third thing that celiac disease took away from me was my hair. I had long, beautiful hair and had to cut it all off. Start falling off, and it wasn't falling out in a way that was pleasing to the eye. The lady that ended up cutting my hair knew that I had a deficiency of some type because of the way that my hair was falling out in clumps. Again, that affected my self-confidence. That affected my desire to date. That affected my social life. It also, for the second thing that celiac took away from me, is my ability to celebrate special occasions. I remember my little goddaughter turned 21, and I was so excited to celebrate with her. And we went to a restaurant, her favorite restaurant, as we should, because it's her birthday. And, I ate a little bit before because I didn't know if this place would have, anything gluten-free or not. And we get to the restaurant and they have absolutely nothing that is gluten-free. It's a restaurant in Kansas City called Chewy's on the plaza. And they are a Mexican restaurant and they put beer in everything. And so, of course, I don't want to sit around and watch people eat. And so I asked, can I go, there's a restaurant, PF Chang's is around the corner and I know they have a gluten-free menu. Can I go over there and bring something? No, absolutely not. So now I don't even really want to go because I don't want to make it about me. I don't want to turn the celebration to a sour situation. And so a lot of times I just don't celebrate with people because it's too much of a hassle. And the number one thing that celiac took away from me is my ability to be able to get pregnant and have children the natural way. So hopefully me kind of going over 10 things that celiac took away from me give you a better idea of why I am such a champion for those that suffer not only with this autoimmune disease but others, but especially celiac disease. I want to make sure that everyone that suffers from celiac disease has all of the information that they need because information is power. I don't want people to go misdiagnosed for the majority of their life like me and have to deal with the long-term effects of celiac. This is why I'm an advocate. This is why I volunteered to go to jail on a show called 60 Days In. This is why I'm still being an advocate for those that suffer from autoimmune diseases, food allergies, and food intolerances, especially in the criminal justice system. So hopefully you've learned a little bit more about Drama Queen and you have a blessed day, and make sure to subscribe and tune in to the next podcast and or YouTube video. Drama Queen is out.
Thanks for listening to the Drama Queen Perspective. Be sure to like and subscribe this podcast and share with the drama queens in your life. Until next time, this has been the Drama Queen Perspective.